Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagard-tastic stream. It is I, your friend, the one, the only, a single Gard, Zagard, and I am joined again with the Mythology Guy and Claire. Welcome back, everybody.
Howdy.
Hi.
And today we watched another episode of WandaVision. This was episode 7, so we have 2 episodes left, guys. Two.
Yeah.
Have they
more.
confirmed that it's 9 tops?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they have. All right.
I'm gonna move the table
Just 2 more.
close.
All right, that explains why they would, they're pretty much revealing shit now. They're kind of done, like, creating more mysteries.
Except they didn't reveal who the engineer was.
Yeah, everybody was like, who's the aerospace engineer?
Yeah, that's the biggest mystery here. Who is that aerospace
But also
engineer?
maybe he doesn't matter at all.
I don't think he matters.
It's Mephisto!
It's
Maybe.
Mephisto. No, he's not the...
Yeah, it's Jason Todd.
But that's the theory. So a lot of theories got proven right. A lot of theories got proven wrong in this episode.
What theories got proven wrong?
That-
Oh, we'll get to that.
Well, I was just going to say the obvious one, that the aerospace engineer is going to be Reed Richards or
Well,
something.
they didn't prove it wrong.
But a lot of people were saying this episode they were going to reveal him
Oh, well, if
stepping out.
people thought it was going to be this episode, then yeah.
I don't think, honestly, I don't think the X-Men are going to be pulled in this episode or the Fantastic Four or this series at all.
I need to know what the deal was with that Pietro thing. Like,
Yeah, there's still a lot of unanswered questions, even though we did
There's
get
still
a couple answers.
quite a few, yes.
Yeah.
We
which
got
is
one
great.
big answer this episode.
Yeah.
The most important one was, what sitcom were they going to do this episode? And they did The Modern Family.
Flash The
Yeah.
Office, like
yeah, they did a little bit of both. They didn't really go to an office, but the intro was very
yeah, it was more Modern Family, the episode,
Yeah, a
and
lot
the
more
intro
Modern
was
Family.
Office.
Yeah, it
They
was
did the whole like mockumentary style of the 2000s era.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're gonna do any more sitcom stuff? Because they don't really. They're all caught up now.
Not
And-
really. This is like 2010 era.
But what sitcom style have they not done?
Question.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I don't know.
Animated?
Oh my god, The Simpsons! WandaVision!
Maybe. I mean, they have the rights.
That would be the one. Actually, they do. Oh my god.
Yeah, they own The Simpsons.
That's the one thing that. And Simpsons is still going, so technically.
Technically, that is
Simpsons has been
2020s.
going during almost all of these
The
decades.
Universal show.
Yes.
No, I will be annoyed if that's the case because I want to see the actual actors, not just their voices. But that's just me. I know people would like it.
Okay, you'll see the actual actors, but they'll be painted yellow, like in the porn parody.
Oh my god.
In the
Hey,
porn
y'all,
parody of
WandaVision discussion time. Yes, it is.
There's a Simpsons porn.
Oh, got it.
Not a WandaVision one
It's
yet.
live action, and people are actually painted.
Oh, gross. That's disturbing. Anyway, yes, hello.
Aren't
Crimson
you glad
Arbor.
I brought that up?
Yeah.
Now
really,
you know. You know what they say, the
not
more you know,
traumatizing.
the less you
Well,
don't
just
know.
be glad I didn't talk about the multiple ET parodies there are.
Well, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about WandaVision. And so this episode, they had the Modern Family stuff.
Yep.
And then on the outside, we had Monica Rambeau and Agent Jimmy Woo trying to get back in. They were meeting up with their aerospace engineer guy, who I don't think he's anything. I really don't.
Yeah.
Especially after this episode. They showed a team of people.
Unless, was that girl that they were talking to, the aerospace engineer?
Probably.
Because
I'm
she
guessing.
said thanks for coming out here.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the person.
Did she actually say, I know a guy or I know an engineer?
I don't think she said I know a guy. She said I know
Okay.
an aerospace
No.
engineer.
Excuse me, I burped. The first episode 5, when they mentioned it, she's like, oh, I know an aerospace engineer. And then,
Yeah. You mean 6?
no, episode 5 is the first time they mentioned it. And then episode 6 was when they got arrested for a second and they started
Yeah.
driving out. There's Pokemon, Lego Movie, and SpongeBob. Oh, true, I guess, yeah. That's what Crimson Arbiter said.
Reviews available.
And then she, after that, what did she do? Then the next episode she said, we're gonna go meet my guy out, whatever. And she could have just been using that as like a general thing or like specifically a guy.
All right, if she
Oh,
said
look.
guy, it's in other countries. Monica said she in the
Yeah,
subtitle.
that's the other thing I was gonna
Well,
say.
there you go.
Yeah, in the other countries it used she as like a as
Then
the
it's probably
language.
that girl.
Yeah, it was probably that girl. Like I said, I don't think it's anyone important.
So yeah, I guess
smart-
it wasn't. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just. Yeah.
It's just a smart engineer.
So
The internet comes up with
great.
theories that are better plots than what happens in the episode.
I'll be honest with you.
Overthink it a bit.
Everyone who's a fan does this. I do this. It's like,
yeah.
did you see? She was holding a white cup that said tea on it, which means she something about important about tea leaves. And and Wong uses tea when he gives it to Doctor Strange. And that one time when he started being, he's gonna appear in the next episode because he's gonna bring her tea. Like, people will come up with the weirdest.
As you can see, there are people in this episode, and there are also people in the Rocky movies. Rocky Balboa is gonna come in here.
Yeah, literally.
And that's the tea.
I would love that, honestly.
Yeah, that's literally what people do. Every fan does it. I don't blame anyone for doing it, but we have to be honest. We come up with.
Yeah.
We'll have like a little bit of information. We're like, oh, this is how they're gonna do the thing. And then we finally get to see what happened to Darcy. She was just in the clown circus with them.
And they do a little clever thing. Since she was chained when she got sucked up, she's like an escape artist in the hex. So yeah,
reminds me of when Superman lost to
Muhammad Ali. I am not familiar.
I'm
with
not
that
familiar with that
tale,
story, and
good for Muhammad Ali.
I believe Muhammad Ali could
also,
beat up
how the hell
he could beat up the actor, not the actual character, unless he has powers, which I don't know about. So we get to Darcy, and she's like, she's being controlled by Wanda, so she's like, no, I don't know you, Vision, I don't know you.
And then he zaps her out of it.
Yeah, he zaps her out of it, which was very refreshing.
The whole time we were just going, just use the mind meld, just do it, and then he does, and we're like, yes, there.
I don't know why he had to do it from behind.
I don't know.
I guess it was so that way.
He didn't do it from behind with anyone else.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
My assumption is because the other times
agree.
he did it, we know that one of them was faking it. And the other two times they weren't really paying attention because he just goes like that when they're looking at something else.
Maybe she was already like, "Why are you trying to flirt with me?"
So if someone does like that to you, you would, and you don't really know them, you'd freak out. So I guess he just did it behind, so she wouldn't.
I guess.
Maybe Marcy wanted from
Marcy.
No.
Darcy.
Yeah.
Maybe Darcy wanted it from.
No.
That's what he said.
Don't you start some Vision Darcy fan fiction.
This is a very much PG-13 TV show.
Is it PG-13?
Well, TV shows don't have
There's
that same
only
rating.
suggested sexual things in this show.
Yeah, but
so
what part of this show would make it 13?
Violence.
There's
when,
next to no violence.
Yeah, but even if there's a little bit.
No, but remember when
PG-13.
Agnes made that like weird sexual joke in like episode 5?
Yeah, sexual references make
that will instantly.
Yeah, that's how we earn that
PG-13.
rating. Foot size doesn't matter, Frozen.
No, yeah.
That not. Well, actually, no. That just gets it a PG.
Yeah.
It doesn't get it a.
Maybe it's a P. Well,
it doesn't get it a PG-13.
That was blatantly more sexual in the WandaVision.
Yeah, because she's like, I have a strong libido.
Yeah, she literally said libido.
But that's usually what causes the P in PG, because otherwise it would just be G.
Well,
no, I don't think so. I think that's way too much of an obvious.
Well, either way, I'm pretty sure
that.
the show is going to be PG-13 because all the Marvel movies are PG-13, and it's going to be more graphic than a normal show, especially since they did technically show Vision dying.
Oh yeah, that might do it actually.
Yeah,
though. The dead Vision body.
Yeah, the dead Vision. Oh, and when they show Pietro with the blood.
Yeah, there. See, that's what would cause a PG-13.
But anyways,
like when I think of PG-13, I think of because Pirates of the Caribbean was one of the early PG-13 movies, and like the imagery in that is what caused.
But anyways, so we get her. They start driving, and Darcy brings up to speed with everything that happened to the previous version, and then telling it to this version of Vision. And
yeah, which is nice. So now Vision knows.
Yeah, and then a red light shows up, and it just happens to stop them right then.
Yeah, and then
and
then the freaking construction workers show up, and then a person with a stop sign and a bunch of kids shows up because it's just they're trying to block them from getting back into. I don't know if it's Wanda causing it, or maybe it would be the other person causing it.
I'm thinking now it's the other person.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, and I love how just like Modern Family, like Wanda and Vision keep stopping for like an interview interview, like, I don't know what's gonna, and Vision stopping, like, I feel like Wanda's trying to stop me from getting. And then what we loved is at one point he goes, why am I sitting here talking? Why do I have a mic on? What am I doing? Why don't I just go? And he just flies away. And it's like, yes, that's what we were telling you.
Yeah,
to do.
I love that. I was just waiting for him to kind of see through it himself.
Yeah, I'm glad they just broke the fourth wall.
That's the name of this episode, by the way, is breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, and they did a lot of that this episode.
You notice the thing with the narrator is that it was a male's voice when they talked.
Yeah, that's one thing. But it's like whatever. Yeah, so
we might as well just say it at this point.
Yeah, so Agnes is a witch. She's Agatha Harkness from the comics.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I don't know a bunch about Agatha Harkness, but I know the major thing about her is in the comics. She originally trained Wanda, and she is more of a villain. And I think, one of the big theories was that Agnes was Agatha Harkness. Whoever theorized that, they were right.
And I'm ashamed that I didn't I called something that was up with Agnes, but I never called exactly that. But I didn't know anything about Agatha Harkness, and only after did I realize, Agatha Harkness. It's literally the two names put together.
Yeah, that's why people were saying that. I didn't want to say that because they kept showing that she could be it, and then she couldn't. So my brain was like,
yeah, they misdirected us with what happened last episode.
Yeah, if you were misdirecting, it was like, here's the misdirection lever. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it right?
They tried to throw us
with
off.
the way Agnes was behaving. I don't know. It does make me wonder why Agnes was at the edge of the town just sitting.
Probably to mess... Oh, it was probably to get Vision to leave.
Maybe she wanted Vision to die.
Yeah, what's that
because
about?
she saw him as a threat or something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think she thinks Vision is a threat
Maybe.
to her controlling Wanda.
Yeah,
and so she wanted him to leave the Hex, and then she knew he would die. And then she could just control Wanda freely.
By the way, did Wanda kill the fake Pietro? Because we don't see him this episode.
I know. Where did he go?
I don't think he's dead because remember she says, "Don't listen to that man. That man is not your uncle."
Yeah.
So that implies that she thinks
and
that
it's confirmed Agatha created the fake Pietro. I want to know, why does he look like Fox X-Men Pietro? You got to explain that. You can't just not explain that. Don't you say, "Oh, we just thought it would be good." No. You can't do that. You got to have a reason for it.
I feel like they must. I feel like they're too smart to not have.
The theory, my thinking is there's only one of two possibilities.
I love Crimson Arbiter. I would hit the stop sign, lady. Screw that noise. Okay, that's funny thing, I said that while we were watching I said, just run him over. The world is overpopulated.
And then you're like, oh, wait, that is actually a person
for the
in there,
kids.
though.
Yeah. Look,
for the children.
Oh, you missed it.
I saw. They can't, though, so they don't care.
Yeah, they don't get to see it, but my cat was literally doing this.
It was really cute.
All the way out.
I heard that if your camera goes out of focus, if you stick out your tongue, that'll focus the camera.
Well, I already turned off the autofocus, so...
I know, but in another scenario...
This guy.
Or you just, be weird and have an excuse to stick out your tongue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus it.
Well, we're way off base with WandaVision now. We're on Wanda Tunction.
So yeah, that's why Agatha was, or Agnes. That's just why that lady was wearing a witch costume in the Halloween episode. It was a hint, as people thought.
So she just created this Quicksilver, and now what did she do?
Oh yeah. Here's my two theories about how she created him and why he looks like Evan Peters. I want to. The first one is she just took a random guy and then
changed his appearance.
made him look and act kind of like Quicksilver. And so that way she could convince Wanda, because clearly they did say she's basically been hypnotizing Wanda this whole time anyway.
Well, I don't know if she's been hypnotizing her. I think she's been manipulating
she's been manipulating her, so it wouldn't be that hard for her to clearly get her to believe that is her brother for a second.
I just don't want her to be hypnotizing her, because like I said to you guys earlier, I don't want them to cop out Wanda didn't actually do anything wrong at all. It was all Agatha's fault.
The villain
Every single thing was Agatha's fault.
I don't think that's what the case
I think what they're going to say is Agatha is strong, but she's not as strong as Wanda. Wanda's way stronger, clearly. Yeah. And so what she's been doing is she's been kind of being that devil on her shoulder sort of thing without her realizing it, and
whispering in her ear,
like pushing her to do certain things, like, hey, you could bring your husband back if you did this, and then she does it. You could make the perfect life if you did this, and then she does it. You could save your husband if you did this.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
And-
they never officially got married, so those children are bastards.
No, well, in this universe that she created, they did, because the wedding ring thing.
Yeah.
Where's the?
But
the
we didn't have an
paper?
actual episode where that happened. It's a lie. It's all a lie, I tells you.
It's not
It's a
canon.
conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. And then what was my other theory about why he looks like Evan Peters is that what's her name? Agatha used her witchly powers to look into the multiverse
That's what I was thinking.
and saw an image of this other Quicksilver. Was like, well, he's also got the same powers and blah blah blah.
Maybe
So-
Yeah, I
was a
think it's one of two things. She either created based on that, or she literally pulled him out of that universe and hypnotized him the same way like everyone in the Hex is being hypnotized to like be her pawn or something.
That's possible.
there's
I
a
don't
lot of
think it's
questions.
that one, just because when they showed her doing that, it showed like some magic trailing off his body.
Yeah, like, but that could be from hypnosis.
It could be, yeah.
Like, here's the thing. I don't entirely think that's what they'll do, because that's what I really want them to do. It's like, it's too good to be true.
Yeah, they really have to explain it, because if they don't, it's going to be really annoying.
Yeah, you
and just,
you
like,
gotta
a
have
cop-out.
some reason why you used Evan Peters.
Yeah, because they could have brought back
Because here's the thing,
Aaron
there's
Taylor Johnson.
Because
if
yeah,
they wanted.
if there is not a reason, then that's just stupid. Because like
Yeah.
Agatha could have created Aaron Taylor
just
Johnson.
an
It doesn't
illusion.
make sense why she would just create Evan Peters
Exactly.
unless she had a legit reason for it.
Or she like fucked up somehow again and maybe
I'm
grabbed the wrong guy.
I'm assuming
Quicksilver
I'm assuming
to
she
it. I
had
don't
to pick. She had to use a physical body.
know. Yeah,
Because
that's true.
then it could touch her, and if she did the Aaron Taylor Johnson, she'd have to do an illusion, and then it wouldn't have a physical body. So I think no matter what it is, that is a person, whether it is actually Evan Peters Quicksilver or just a person who's acting like Evan Peters Quicksilver. I think it's still a person, a real person.
Here's the thing. One reason I don't think she's hypnotizing Wanda is because if she was able to hypnotize Wanda, she wouldn't need to send a Quicksilver over there to throw a wrench into arguments and stuff.
I think,
and to distract Wanda.
well, I think she can like manipulate her, but she can't.
Yeah,
fully
I think she
control
can
her.
influence her,
Yeah.
but I don't
She's
think she can
definitely
straight
not,
up
like,
hypnotize
mind
her.
control.
Because literally
or
the
something.
other thing is the
Silly.
episode literally ends with her going like this with her purple magic, and then you see the you know how when Vision does the thing with the head, you see
Yeah.
the yellow light go on his
Oh,
on
maybe
the face.
she's trying to.
But
raise
you-
some-
you know what?
Wait, let me explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
So every time Vision does the thing where he touches the side and you see the yellow, and then they're in their normal bodies. When Agatha shows who she is, she does the purple magic, and then you see on both sides of Wanda's face the purple light go over her head, and then her eyes turn purple. So I think she's doing something to Wanda.
Shooting purple wiggly woos.
Wiggly.
Yep.
She could be erasing her memory from like the last 2 minutes.
You know,
That's
here's
true.
one
don't
thing
know.
she could have done, because remember right after she did that, it showed the whole "it's been Agatha." Maybe that was her showing Wanda the truth, the purple glow. It could have been. It's a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah, but then
But yeah, so it's confirmed. Agnes is Agatha Harkness. She's evil. She's behind a lot of the things. They even confirmed that she killed the dog on purpose. Like,
and I also killed
whatever the
dog.
reason for that was.
She's evil. Oh,
I just felt like it. I hadn't done anything evil all week. Who the fuck is Ralph? That's the number one thing I need to know.
Oh yeah, it's really
I
bugging.
need to know who Ralph is.
He's not real.
Here's the thing. Either 100% Ralph has just been a fake thing she's been saying this whole time.
Yeah.
Or B, Ralph is 100% some other entity she's working for. Those are the only two options.
Maybe
Yeah.
your theory is
We
Ralph
could
is,
still
what's
get
his name?
Mephisto.
I just thought of
as I
something.
was
Ralph,
thinking.
Ralph could be Mephisto.
Ralph is Senior Scratchy and
Oh, the rabbit.
the rabbit is.
Oh, I would love
Remember
that.
at the end she comes out
Because
with it
that
and
would
she's, like,
explain why
petting it.
she doesn't kill the rabbit, but she killed the dog.
Yeah, and it was her rabbit from the beginning. And when she comes out to reveal Ralph is this
No, he's a cicada. cicada. Remember the cicada on the window? Man, not
Oh
the
yeah, what
rabbit.
was up with that?
I think it was to show witchy stuff.
Yeah, to foreshadow like.
Yeah, when she got into the
base.
basement, we were like, "There's some witchy shit going on over here."
And that's when I realized, okay, it's 100% she's
Yeah.
Agatha Harkness. Because I had known that theory since like episode 3.
I was like, it's definitely either Agatha or Mephisto or both. Once we saw.
Well, one of the
shit.
theories is that she's Agatha Harkness and she's working for Mephisto or Nightmare. So that way Wanda will create these children and then Mephisto or Nightmare can feed off their powers to make himself stronger.
Yeah.
Save
and-
the children.
Yeah,
For
and
the children.
Save
sorry.
the cheerleader, save the
Well,
world.
that's why every episode has something to do with children. Literally, the first episode is, why are you here? Why aren't you married? Where are you? Why don't you have kids?
One thing I do
Right.
want addressed is why there weren't kids in the first few episodes, and then there suddenly were. It's possible that
I think it was
like,
to, so that way Vision...
maybe you think it was to influence them to have kids, or like...
No, that was after they already had kids. The
Okay.
first episode with more kids is in the Halloween episode.
I know, yeah, but like,
But why? How they just appear?
What
is
I mean is,
saying.
Pietro actually says that in the last episode. Well, he asked, have you just been keeping them sleeping somewhere or
Oh
something?
yeah.
So what
Yeah.
I'm thinking
He
is,
didn't answer.
Agatha didn't want Wanda to stretch herself too thin, so she was only having her control adults at first. And then when Vision started asking, why are there no children?
yeah,
then he's like, okay, we'll
that's
have the
one
kids
thing I
wake
was
up.
thinking. She was like, okay, starting to ask too many damn questions. Here's some goddamn kids. You happy now?
Here's a whole episode about.
And by the way,
Halloween.
I killed the dog. I don't know why I like that one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
When Mephisto was introduced, he was a fly on the wall at first, I think. Yes, that is true.
Oh, yeah, literally a fly on the wall.
And also-
that could be something because the cicada.
The other big reason why people think Mephisto is involved is because the first the comic called WandaVision or Wanda and Vision from like the 80s is about how they have 2 kids, and it turns out those kids were all an illusion from the beginning, and the person creating the illusion was Mephisto.
I think he might be the bunny.
Yeah,
Well, he's at least. I think he is working.
He's
for
either
him.
senior.
She's working for him.
Ralph was either whenever she said Ralph, she was referring to Mephisto, or Senior Scratchy is also Mephisto.
Yeah, we're like,
'Cause-
where's your husband?
Oh
he's
yeah,
the
and
bunny.
didn't she brought Senior Scratchy
To the-
down into the dungeon?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
when
that's
she
what I was
went
saying
to-
when she revealed that she was petting him on.
Yeah.
like
all
His,
evil.
I'll get you next time, gadgets.
yeah, basically like that.
Yeah.
And also in the episode with the magic show, she says Senior Scratchy is a bit of a magician himself.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's yeah, she says something like
It's
that.
got to be something like
he
that.
has to be in the show. I'd be really surprised if he's not.
If it's just
there's
Agatha.
no
And
reveal
literally
of anything.
everybody, like everybody's theory has been Mephisto.
Nightmare's the only other one I can think of that makes sense because Nightmare is a major Doctor Strange villain, and they have said that this show leads into the story of Spider-Man 3 and directly leads into
Right.
Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I think that's everything we can say about Agnes. And also one thing we didn't cover is when this episode kind of opens up, Wanda's power is kind of on the fritz.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all of the stuff around her house is kind of phasing through decades. Like,
Yeah, like it goes from today to the 90s
like
to
the
80s.
fireplace turns into like a stove, like from the fucking 30s or
The
something.
milk changes.
Yeah, the milk turns from a regular milk carton to a milk bottle.
The
from
stairway
the 50s.
changes. Our whole house.
Also,
starts
the
to-
milk has a missing kid sticker
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
like what they
I
used
don't
to
know
do
if
in
that
the
was-
A reference.
I don't know if that was a reference to the whole children thing again.
So, I have 3 theories. The one that I think is the most true is that was just supposed to be, you know how they used to put the missing kid thing on the milk carton?
But that,
Well, yeah, I know how they used to.
I think that was just them like, oh, this is how they used to do it, so it's an homage to
Yeah,
that
but there's
time.
a lot of thing about this show has been children, and also like you
Well,
just said something, Pietro, about that. Where did these kids come from? Where were you keeping them?
Yeah,
maybe
well-
it's a reference to because during the 50s episode there were no children, so it's like where are the children for that?
Well, that's why I'm gonna
Isn't
say
that
my
a-
second. Do you have something to say?
no, I was just gonna say, isn't that reference a '50s thing?
Yeah, I
The
think
milk jug on.
no,
the-
not the 50s. 50s was the glass bottles.
Right, but
that was more of a
what decade? 70s. When they
70s,
started
60s.
doing that.
Yeah,
Huh,
because that was
okay.
when they switched to using
Cartons.
cartons
Okay,
instead
so
of
then
bottles.
maybe that is just that, but also probably both.
I was thinking personally. I think it's just a decade like homage. But my other theory is that it's kind of an important thing because one of the set leaked photos we got of Spider-Man 3 is it shows a bunch of posters, and behind those posters you see a bunch of missing kid pictures.
Oh.
So maybe it's connected to that very loosely.
Could be.
But also, it's such a small detail, I don't think it really matters.
All right.
Or at least it won't until the next. Maybe next episode I'll be completely wrong. It's like, no kids, there were no
They're all
kids ever.
disappearing.
There were never any kids.
Children don't exist. What
yeah,
are you
just
talking
pop out
about?
adults.
Yeah.
My question is
Dang.
really at the end of the day, what is Agatha's plan if it is all just Agatha?
Oh, I guess we'll see. Maybe like you said earlier, like feeding Mephisto or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. But if it's
Feeding.
I do
Feeding the
I do
children.
think a big part of the plan was
Specifically
was
Wanda.
having the children be born.
yeah, because they have powers.
Yeah. Also, like, where are they right now? We don't know where they are.
Yeah,
they
that was-
weren't in the living room, and they weren't in the basement.
Right.
Yeah, she's like,
So-
maybe they're
Where are
just
the
playing around in the
kids?
basement.
Yeah, and then
And she's also got a bunch of stuff in there. She's got a book in there, which at first you said might be the Darkhold, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. already had the Darkhold.
Yeah, there was something else I had
so,
seen
like,
I didn't mean to say the Darkhold. I just remembered that from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There, but there was another symbol that someone had showed me from the Marvel comics. That was a very like witchy Mephisto symbol, and I was trying to remember the name of it, and I just couldn't, and I said Darkhold. But yeah, she has a magic book in her basement, and it had like energy coming off of it.
Yeah.
Probably be able to look it up after this.
Yeah, so...
What do you want to say, Claire?
So you think that they're maybe making Mephisto and Agatha or trying to make these kids
What if...
of Wanda and Vision?
I think that this was a setup to get Wanda and Vision to produce the kids.
For what
and
purpose?
somehow she's going to like transfer because the kids have powers. They're very
Yeah.
powerful. She's going to like transfer the kids' powers to like as energy for Mephisto or something. Here's something I just thought of. What if Mephisto is trapped in that bunny form? Like, what if something happened to
that
him
makes sense.
and he's like, it's like, in a lot of like setups, it's like, this ancient evil is now trapped in this form and it's trying to return to its former power or something.
Maybe.
Like,
a possibility.
yeah, that could be something.
But where are the rest of the kids? Why are they holding the rest of the kids?
Yeah, you know what?
That's what I don't
I
understand.
think would have been interesting is what if they like they had said that the reason there were no other kids in the town was because Mephisto had taken them all, but then it's like, why would they be out now? Like, or maybe they let them all go because it's like these kids are more important and we need to get rid of this suspicion.
So I just
or
wonder
whatever.
why do you think they eat them?
I don't know.
Maybe feeds out their life.
I don't know. I haven't read
Oh.
a ton of Mephisto comics. I mainly read the one where he fights with the Silver Surfer.
Well,
and-
Mephisto's basically just like Satan.
Yeah,
Right.
and
So-
I have read nothing about Agatha Harkness, so it's hard for me to come up with theories here. Most of the comics I've read are DC or Hulk or Deadpool.
Yeah, those aren't usually.
Yeah, those don't
grounded in
usually
magic.
connect to the magic stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one big thing that happens this episode is with Monica. Monica gets her powers.
Yeah, or at least she starts to. She like kind of has them, but they don't really reveal what they were when she tries to go.
Hey, they're just doing what they did in Captain Marvel, not telling us anything about the powers or how they work.
Yeah.
There's actually a video I want to show you that has a theory about how to make Captain Marvel like way better. And after watching the video, I was like, yeah, that would have made the film better. Not necessarily the greatest.
It's a little too late, though.
It is too late,
Unfortunately,
obviously. That's
so
why these
that's the
videos
problem.
exist.
That's what those videos always depress me a little. It's like, here's how you could have made the film great. It's like, great, they didn't do it though.
Yeah.
That's true.
But so they show we back to Monica. She tries to get back into the barrier, and they have that they have like a kind of Range Rover 6-wheel tech thing, and she's in like a space suit, and she tries to go into the barrier, and the barrier stops the car, and then this is actually kind of funny. I liked it. When she tries to go in, it changes the front half of the car, but not the back half, and she has
Because
to jump
only the front half manages to get in.
and so the front half becomes like a like a normal truck.
Yeah.
And it doesn't fit the body of the. I liked that for some reason way too.
Yeah.
And she starts going through, and she forces her own body through.
And while she's going through, you hear like lines from Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, and when they first end lines from the show, like "Your mother's gone; she died a few years ago."
Sure.
Your mother, and then like you even hear the director Hayward saying like she was a great woman, we'll all miss her. and you also see all the different ages of Monica, like when she was in the 80s and her 60s version, all of them kind of like doubling, and then she kind of pulls them all together.
Yeah, is that like her way of creating these powers?
I think that's
No, I think that was you know how Wanda keeps making them go through the ages, the decades, and then they have slightly different personalities depending on which decade she's currently on.
Yeah.
I think that's what that was. Those are the different versions that Wanda was trying to imprint on her, and then this is the real one, and the other ones are on the side.
She shoved them away.
No, she pulled them all in so she could take control and just be herself. Is what she was doing.
I do think that is partially what gave her her powers.
Yeah, I think
getting
it's
a bit of
be.
a bit of the Hex's power. Or something.
By the way, we get to see not only has the hex gotten bigger, but if you look at it, even the edges are it's edged now. It's not just a bubble, and it's hex like a bunch of hexes.
Really like a hex.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like that attention to detail. It looked pretty cool. It looked a little video gamey, but in a good way for me.
Is the guy with the S belt a reference to Sentry? Who had an S belt? I didn't see that.
Did we miss something? Can you clarify? Is there more to describe this guy?
I don't think it's gonna be Sentry. I know who he's talking about. Sentry is basically Marvel's
I know
version
about
of
Sentry
Superman.
too, because he appears in Hulk comics and stuff.
Yeah, which guy were you talking about is what Claire's asking. In which scene? We'll get back to that when he types again, because he has to wait a couple minutes because he's delayed.
Yeah.
But I'll get back to Monica real quick. She jumps out of the bubble, and she's on the other side now. She's back in Westview, and her eyes were bright blue.
Yeah.
That woman is so beautiful, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Monica is so beautiful.
Yeah, very, very pretty woman.
But yeah, I know she looks so cool with her blue eyes.
Yeah, she had like the bright blue eyes, and she now sees like...
Oh, the circus guy who Darcy punched.
Oh, I was thinking that. I was like, is it the circus guy he's talking about? Probably not. I don't know,
Probably not.
But is
I
anything
can't...
unintentional in this show? I don't know.
Here's my thing. I don't think so.
Maybe
because
it was a reference, but I don't think it's
I
a
think
hint or anything.
If anything, it's just a reference to the origin of comics, because Superman also has an S, and he was based on the idea of circus men, the strong men in the circus.
Yeah.
That's why he was so strong in his original comics. It's also why he has...
maybe that's what the S stood for, strong
man, I'm assuming. And that's why Superman used to have the underwear thing above his...
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, it's because...
that was inspired by circus outfits.
Yeah, it's because...
I always assumed superhero outfits were inspired by wrestlers or something.
I mean, I think that was probably a little bit like the color of them was, but like the idea of superheroes was the strong man.
The dumbest of dumps has entered the chat. Hello.
Hello, Dum 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 Poofed. Welcome back. We're just talking about WandaVision episode 7, I believe.
Yep.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I liked the depression commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the...
when you have to deal with your feelings, or don't.
Yeah, they had a commercial which was very much a 2000s medicine commercial, and much like a 2000s medicine commercial, it gets to the side effects. They didn't list enough side effects, though. Real medicine commercials have at least 10
Yeah,
times
literally
that.
a wall text of side effects just going up for a good second.
I feel like people have made that joke so often that maybe they were like, let's not make that joke.
Well, also would cut into the runtime.
Yeah, that too. Anyway, we were trying to figure. If you guys know, what was the drug called? The antidepressant drug?
Oh, Nexus.
Do you guys know what that references to?
I think,
if anyone in the chat.
My theory is that's like it might be, now that I know that Agatha Harkness is for sure, and the theory about her looking at the what's it called? Looking into the other universe to find the Evan Peters Pietro. It's a center. Yeah, what I was gonna say. Nexus is the center point of the multiverse in the comics.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's what's going on, and then that would explain why they're going, because the world doesn't revolve around you, or does it?
I just realized something. She's probably using. Agatha doesn't have the strength to do this, but Wanda does. So she's convincing Wanda to put up this barrier to make an alternate reality, therefore weakening the nexus point between universes to allow something to come through.
And that's probably how she pulled Pietro through.
Yes, or at least a version.
It can all come together, and then that can lead into the multiverse madness and everything.
The multiverse of madness,
Strange,
X-Men, Fantastic Four, even possibly.
Oh,
That'd be
that's
great.
interesting.
Be very good, yes. Although we do not want the Fant Four stick. Don't bring him in. Leave him.
No, that's the version we're gonna get for sure.
Fuck you.
And all the Marvel films will
bring
be
in the
exactly
X-Men
like
and then go, wait, there's more guys. No, no, there
That'd be
aren't.
so funny. Or like some of them come through and we usually just kicks them back in.
You know, it'd be a really funny scene if at the end of the season we just see Deadpool standing there and it's like, wow, he's watching the TV show, watching the TV show.
That's my most wanted thing ever. My most wanted
too
thing
meta.
for Marvel to do is to bring Deadpool in.
Yeah, and they already said they're going. Disney said they're going to continue using this version of Deadpool. So.
Thank God.
But are they gonna mix him with the others?
I don't know. It's
say
it's so
anything about
rated
that?
R, you know.
I mean, they could still do like this is their rated R.
No, I think the Deadpool films on their own should be rated R, and when Deadpool teams up with the Avengers, I think he should directly address. Oh, wait, I'm in a freaking PG-13 movie
Yeah.
now. All right, I'll behave.
Or they'll bleep it out.
yeah, I would love that. I would love that. You go, what the?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Stop it. I want to say the word.
Oh, right. I'm in a PG-13 movie. We can't have the Avengers be rated R. God.
Family friendly.
And every time there's a beep, it's not a normal TV beep.
It's like there's somebody's honking, like in SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It's talking like sailors.
Deadpool then turns around and looks at us and says, "Hey, what did you guys think? Honestly, I thought it was crap. I wasn't even in it."
At the end of the show.
That'd be great. Like the ending of that one episode of Cow and Chicken where the devil guy comes in. You may have noticed I wasn't in this episode.
No.
Here's my contract. I was supposed to be in this episode. Oh, wait, I'm in this episode now, aren't I?
I guess it didn't suck after all. Then.
Yeah, I think it would just be funny if my personal theory is if they do have Deadpool in, which I don't think they will, but there's a slight possibility.
But please,
That's
that's me to the studio. I don't think you'll do it. But please?
And if anything, I think they'll just... Remember how at the end of the first episode they did the pan out of somebody watching the TV show?
Yeah.
Have a pan out of Deadpool watching them in the TV show.
That would be the best way to do it, honestly.
Like in Spot Pilgrim when the chick cusses.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah, I think I
the
remember that a little bit.
Who has?
Mephisto played by the cow and chicken devil.
That's perfect! Do it! Get on that shit, Marvel. I don't care if you already shot it. Reshoot. That's how you do it.
They're doing it for Justice League with Zack Snyder.
Listen to us. We have a huge pull.
They have to listen to us.
They have to.
So
We
much
are
power.
fans.
But yeah, I thought this episode was definitely better than last week's episode.
Yeah, last week's was a little...
It was fine. It was good, but like this is like a...
This at least this explains why Pietro knew that everything was a TV show now.
Yeah,
remember the whole time he's like, "What? I'm just supposed to show up, be the brother that's been missing for a while."
Well, we always figured he was part of whoever else is behind.
Yeah, but now we know exactly.
Now it's just confirmed.
I really like this
It's been
episode.
Agatha. I'm gonna watch the Agatha show.
Yeah, that was.
No, it seems like it's set up to a spin-off show.
That
which is
actress
great.
is perfect for a sitcom.
I
by the
love
way,
this actress.
Isn't she a
funny.
sitcom actress?
I think she is. Yeah.
I don't think she's done a lot of comedy.
I don't think
She
I've
was in
seen
Parks
her
and
on a
Rec.
sitcom.
You haven't seen that.
I haven't seen Parks and Rec yet.
She was a politician.
But I've seen her in a lot of comedy
her.
films.
But yeah, she's been in a lot of comedy films, and yes, she was on Parks and Rec, but I think she mostly does comedy films, which is why she was so funny in this episode when she did like talking to the camera. Remember, I've been a child once.
Oh yeah, I literally
is the best line.
So
It's like, don't worry, I don't bite. Then I actually did bite a child.
Yeah, that's
I literally yelled, "What?"
She has like great comedic timing. It's just I love that. That was the funniest part of the episode.
Hang on.
Sorry if your ears are bleeding now from me yelling "what." But I was just so stunned I couldn't help it.
I always love that actress. Though. If you ever watch Parks and Rec, Andrew, you will like her.
All right.
She's only in the show for like.
She's not a huge character.
For like a couple handfuls of
She's
episodes.
like a guest starring role.
Oh my god! If she ever
that's
encounters the Guardians, she should make some sort of meta joke about knowing Chris Pratt.
Well, Paul Rudd was also in Parks and Rec for a little while too.
Oh well, where's that joke? Come on.
He was in like a one season or like.
He was in a.
He was in multiple episodes.
He was in multiple seasons, but not like as a multiple season.
He was
character.
like a regular, like kind of like
nice.
guest star.
I'll join in. Nice Little John impression. Little John. They're talking about from Robin Hood?
I don't think he realized he was doing a Little John impression.
Yeah, it was so good he didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah.
I wish Peter could be in the show. He's a regular boy next door character, and MJ is his smiley girlfriend who wears pink, and he wears blue, and they both go to Bible camp, and it's so downright sickeningly
saccharine.
I can't picture
Makes
MJ
you
wearing
cackle.
pink.
And neither
she's worn pink.
yeah, but neither of them really go to Bible camp.
If you're talking about the MJ from Homecoming, then no.
yeah,
Either way, but I know,
that's not.
For some reason, I thought of the Tobey Maguire version.
Yeah, well, Peter is 100% not going to be in this because Spider-Man Far From Home happens 8 months after this event.
Oh,
and he would have said something about it.
Are you talking about like the version of them that would be in this Wanda world in the Hex of them being like overly...
Oh, the rapper who yells "what" a lot. Oh, that's right.
But yeah, I mean...
No, I prefer Little John from Robin Hood.
Yeah, Robin Hood, Little John walking through the forest.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. They make them like these stereotypes. If they were in the WandaVision world in the Hex...
Oh, yeah,
funny.
Tom Holland would fit that perfectly.
Yeah, he'd be like such a little Boy Scout.
Yeah, he'd rock that shit.
Anyway, yeah. But it was
So this is a good episode. Are you guys excited for the next one?
Well, I'm always excited for the next one with this show. Like,
has it increased your excitement?
For me, it has.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Just a bit, and that's because there was already excitement. Like, it's not I wasn't like bored before.
I know what you mean.
And we're inching towards the climax.
Because it wasn't because episode 4, honestly, out of all the episodes, episode 4 made me go like, now I need to see the next episode, and then every episode after that is like, okay, I'm still at the same level of like I need to see.
That was 5.
This is a good show. It's not one of my tops, but it is a show that I enjoy. I enjoy the mystery. I'm excited for more episodes.
Now imagine Nick Fury in the Hex since episode 1. Can we get
That'd be terrifying.
Can we get a Capital One Nick Fury commercial, please?
Oh, please. Marvel, please.
What's in your
so amazing.
You already didn't do any Full House Olsen twins stuff, so...
Yeah, remember when Elizabeth Olsen was like, you're gonna get like a Mark Hamill level guest appearance?
No,
I think they were talking about Evan
Star Wars.
Peters.
This must have been.
Well, what happened is someone asked her, do you think we're going to get a Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian level cameo? And she just said, yes, I think we are.
My guess is it's Evan Peters.
Yeah, it's probably
if it's still upcoming, it might be Aaron Taylor Johnson. But...
Or it's Nick Fury in a commercial.
Even Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver wouldn't be as big as the Luke Skywalker thing. If you wanted to make
neither of them are as big.
If you wanted to make it as big, here are the top 5 contenders. Either Professor X shows up, Magneto shows up, Deadpool shows up.
Deadpool would be it.
Yeah. Maybe one of the Avengers.
No, not even one of the Avengers, because it has to be a character we are not... Well, okay, maybe Captain America.
Technically, none of them are Luke Skywalker level, because Luke Skywalker is an older, like, movie character.
Yeah, nothing can really... I mean, well, Magneto and X and Professor X could be, just because of...
They could be close.
The things that make everybody on the internet go, oh my god, did you see that? Did you see that? If you saw Magneto...
people would be more impressed to see Deadpool. I'm more happy to see Deadpool.
It's hard to say. Everyone has
I think the only reason Professor X and Magneto would be bigger is because not only is it Professor X and Magneto, but also it's like, here's the mutants, everybody, and everybody like, the mutants are in. And more specifically, not just...
Technically, Deadpool would mean that too, though. Because he's in the same universe as the mutants in his movie.
He is, but they could also just have him and have him be like, why am I in a new universe or whatever?
Yeah.
So... And again, it's not like...
Now, all of them show up. Put all of them in. Luke Skywalker shows up.
And that's the 5th one. The 5th biggest cameo would be literally having... what's his name? Yeah, just Mark Hamill show up in any episode and just have
Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Brain.
That would... then everybody would be like...
Speaking of which, I finally went and watched that Zack Snyder trailer.
Did you like it?
I did, yeah, hopefully. Please be good.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched that either. I need to watch that.
I could show it to you later.
I was surprised to see that thing at the end, which I won't ruin here for anyone who's...
I was surprised to see it too.
And I'll talk to you a little bit about that.
Did you like it more than what you saw in the film?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Just one.
But to
I'm
be
sorry.
fair, the bar for that is on the ground.
I want to see
Deadpool wearing his Stan Lee costume over his nose, and if that's the cameo.
Oh my god.
I think that would be a
That'd be
little
terrifying.
uncomfortable, honestly.
That's all you think? It's not like weird and awkward and.
That's what I mean by uncomfortable,
okay.
kind of.
I thought you meant like literally.
I don't mean like Deadpool is uncomfortable. I mean like I think we'd be a little uncomfortable.
Of course.
Yeah, it would.
You're speaking my language. I guess it's just us. Everyone else is down.
Well, you know what they say.
I agree. It'd be amazing. I mean, they would never do it, but it'd be amazing.
It would be a very interesting thing to do. I really don't think that it's going to be Deadpool at all. I would just really want it to.
I miss Stanley.
Yeah, we all do.
Oh.
Wait, did you know there was an
after credit this episode?
There was an after
Whoa!
Are you messing with us, Doran?
If you're fucking with us, I'm gonna.
There was an after credit this episode? Okay, we're gonna have to...
Really?
Well, now we gotta go look.
Okay,
We'll have to go back and holy shit.
Here, I can mute the stream for a second and just play it.
He said check. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
We'll be right back. We have to check something, folks.
I could technically just pull it up on my phone. Up to you.
But this is muted.
It is
all
now.
right.
So
we saw that. Wow.
Okay, so he's just in regular clothes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So Monica opens up the basement things and sees a bunch of purple stuff right next to the soda and the OJ and the 2 flavors of Sunny D. No, I made up that last part.
So she's probably gonna get captured or something.
Or she's fighting him or something.
She gets
fighting him.
she encounters
You encountered the fake Pietro.
And I think they're gonna throw down, like, because she has powers now. So.
Yeah, I never finished talking about that. So she sees the wibbly wobblies through her eyes. I'm assuming that's supposed to be
She's got like photon vision or something.
Yeah, and then when Wanda tries to push her back, she lands down and she does a blue glow for a second.
Yeah, and so like clearly Agnes is like, oh shit, there's someone out here.
At the very end of the show, Deadpool should appear Porky Pig style, saying, "That's all, folks."
That's all, folks. Now I was watching the VOD of your stream and heard you guys say that you didn't know what happened to Pietro, so I knew you missed it.
Yep. Yeah. Well, he's clearly still around. Maybe he is Mephisto.
Wait, the VOD of the stream did the whole? I'll check this later.
Maybe he's actually Mephisto. You never know. I don't know. Probably not. But.
Is he Mephisto? We don't know.
Yeah, maybe she just absorbs magical energy or something in this now.
Maybe.
Because he's probably not Mephisto. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't think he's. I think Senior Scratchy is Mephisto.
That's what I believe.
I'm putting my money down. Senior Scratchy is Mephisto, or he's connected to Mephisto. At the very least.
How do you know he's not Jason Todd? Okay.
Oh yeah, everybody's
it's always Jason Todd.
It's always
Jason Todd.
He's a Batman character.
Oh, okay. I think Mephisto is a cicada. I'm just saying.
I mean, he was a fly on the wall in one of his first.
He is the carpet.
He's everything. He is the Hex.
Yeah.
That's why it's red.
I think it's actually
Darcy is Mephisto.
I was just gonna say that.
We just said at the same time.
Oh, you did? Or were you reading the comment?
You can watch the vids while it's playing.
No, I just said it.
Oh,
Did somebody in the comments say
No, we just both said at the same time. I thought you were reading your comment, so we both thought
what if Quicksilver is
What
if Quicksilver is a skeleton puppeted by Agatha and illusioned into looking like... Well, then why does he look like Evan Peters and not Aaron Taylor Johnson? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Makeover!
I know, that's what I was thinking too. Maybe he's illusioned to just look like him, but then it's
I swear for the next episode, it's like, why did you make my brother look like somebody else? Well, I never liked the way your brother looked, and that's it.
I'm gonna get mad if that's the only reason.
Stupid. That'd be annoying. Again, like there's too many unanswered questions about. Everyone's like, is this gonna open up the multiverse for the X-Men? Like people are way too excited.
Oh yeah, and we didn't talk about Hayward, by the way, about how he
How he's still just being.
He didn't do anything this episode.
Yeah, but they revealed what was in his files and how he
he wasn't. He was trying before Wanda took Vision. Hayward was trying to resuscitate Vision, and they're saying he must have been planning to use him as a weapon. It's like we don't technically know that.
We don't technically know, but he was being kind of a dick. So
he's very trigger happy, but I don't know.
What if it turns out this whole time?
No, actually, if he wanted to bring back Vision just to bring him back, he would have helped him when Vision came out of the Hex. He was just letting Vision die.
It could have also been that he was trying to see if he could survive outside the hex.
Maybe, like...
Well, yeah, why would he let him die if he wanted to use him as a weapon?
Maybe it's actually, good point there, too. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Do you think she created Pietro or influenced him like she did her? I think more likely she's influencing him.
Yeah.
I think she pulled Pietro. I want this to be true. I want her to have pulled Pietro out of another dimension and then taken over his mind.
Yeah,
that's a really good...
She needs a physical form.
It's a really good possibility, but I don't think it's... I still don't think it's actually Pietro, but it could be. If it turns...
Like her Pietro or another Pietro?
I don't think it's either. I think it's just a person that she is controlling and giving powers to temporarily to pretend to be Pietro. If he's alive, he can't control Vision. What?
He's saying Hayward wanted to let Vision die so he could take control of him.
That might be...
Yeah, but he was trying to resuscitate him anyway back at the thing. So that's what... This is why it's a little confusing.
Maybe she's sentient now.
You might be right. Maybe that is it. They haven't completely 100% said why he wanted to resuscitate him yet, or why he didn't let him out. Maybe episode 8 he'll...
But whatever the reason, I don't think Hayward is the good guy here. Because if he was trying to bring back Vision just to bring him back for the right reasons, I don't see why he would just be letting Vision die, like, while he's suffering.
Well, because he doesn't trust him right now. Because he thinks that Wanda's... He probably just thinks Wanda's just controlling him and something like that.
Well, then he's an idiot, because it's obvious that she's not controlling him from everything they've watched on the streams. And
well, not necessarily, because she's controlling literally...
Everyone else can tell that he's not being controlled.
Well,
like they point that out? Didn't Wu, Darcy, and Monica all go, oh, it seems like Vision is, like, independent or something?
It seems like that, but you don't know until you know. And she's controlling literally everybody else. Like, if I was controlling... your mom, your dad, your brother, your best friend, your dog, your cat, the birds flying around you, and they saw you walk around, people would assume I'm controlling you too. So he probably just is like, well, based on all information, he's controlling Vision.
The thing is, though, they're seeing everything we're seeing. And
no, they're
fucking
not.
Scientists. Okay, yeah. Actually, not absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Actually, I forgot about that.
Like, all the times they fight, she edits that out of the show. So that's why he probably
not safe for TV.
Vision wouldn't allow Sword to control him anyway. Remember, he doesn't want to be a weapon. Yeah, that's true. I know. That's the other thing. Maybe... I don't think he's a villain. I think he's just... narrow-minded, and he's trying to do good things but bad
for the wrong reason. He's doing
Crimson
good
Arbiter.
things.
I want Billy and Tommy to crumble to dust in Wanda's arms, which makes her lose control and create
That's
the
so
mutants.
Dark.
Jeez, Crimson, you all right over there?
You okay, buddy?
I love horror being leaked into superhero stuff. So
here's what I want to happen.
I want them to crumble.
Officer, I know about someone who wants some kids dead,
and not like just to die in a way.
In a woman's arms are dying children.
You know what might be hilarious? Nightcrawler accidentally popping into the show because he miscalibrated his teleport. It could just happen in the background, like a blink, and you'll miss it in a moment.
That would be hysterical.
Just randomly, and then he's gone. Yes.
Did you see they released a Pietro Maximoff Funko Pop with the quotation marks around the name?
Oh my god. You're releasing Funko Pops before the show's even done?
That's how you know that he's going to be a major part of the show, or like the universe from here on out.
I think they just assume people will buy it because...
Well, they make Funko Pops out of literally anything. They have a Funko
true.
Pop of Hulk smashing Loki in Avengers.
Yeah, they also have a Funko Pop of Aaron Taylor Johnson, Quicksilver, and he survived for 30 minutes.
Fuck you.
Okay, never mind. That doesn't mean anything. I take it back.
Easter eggs are fun. There was something I was going to say, and I completely forgot it. It doesn't really matter. Do you guys have anything else you want to say about this episode? Because I had a lot of fun with this episode.
I think we kind of covered it all. Yeah, overall good. Confirmed my suspicions about Agnes. Still, I gotta know what's going on with Ralph.
Where's
That's
Ralph!
been my number one wanting to know thing from the beginning. Gotta know
Justice
who
for
Ralph is.
Ralph, even though we don't know if he exists.
I swear he's probably Senior Scratchy, and he's actually Mephisto.
No, Mephisto is Senior Scratchy, and Ralph is the cicada.
Yeah,
that explains.
that's gotta be.
It's either that the rabbit is Mephisto or she's pulling Mephisto from another.
Watch, like,
dimension.
literally the rabbit's
says,
gonna
Wait a
disappear
minute.
the next
Easter
episode.
eggs are fun. Yes, Easter eggs. Where do Easter eggs come from? Rabbits. Hello. Confirmed.
Senior
poop out an egg.
A
and-
rabbit. Senior Scratchy
I don't even know what I'm talking about now.
is the Easter Bunny. Confirmed.
Indeed. Yeah, the Easter Bunny is behind it all.
Agatha is such a witch with a
Yes.
capital
Yeah.
W. Well, that is correct.
You know what they should have done if they wanted to do a good hint? While Agatha was driving her car, they should have had Witchy Woman playing in her car.
Oh, yeah,
that would have been fantastic.
I don't know if they have the rights to that though.
You can just license it for 5 fucking seconds.
That's true. They probably just didn't want to risk it.
That is the definition of a lot of
Legas
Easter
Bugs
eggs.
Bunny is gonna be in the show now.
Before.
Oh, he put a bunch of crap in the background of the show for people to spot. EX Cap's shield, Magneto's helmet, Thor's hammer. You best.
A little bit of an oversaturation
That would
of
be,
the market.
first of all,
but
that
I
would
liked
be
it.
evil,
That'd be
and
funny.
you know it.
Yeah, because everyone would be like, "Oh my god, he's the sign. They're gonna be in the show."
You know what's funny?
And then nothing.
Don't forget about the outfits from Force.
So you know what's funny is
no.
there's a YouTuber I know whose wife works for Apple, and every time they do a press conference, there are always people who like try and theorize about what Apple's going to do next with their products.
Yeah.
And the YouTuber's wife, he says that in the background when he's watching those videos, he just hears her snickering whenever they get it wrong. We know that Kevin Feige knows exactly what's happening, and every time he watches us get a wrong theory, you know he's just sitting there going, "Ha ha, idiot."
Yeah, honestly.
I wish I could just be in Kevin Feige's living room having him watch our theory videos.
I watched this with my grandma. She's never read the comics. Explaining is hard.
Yeah, that is.
Accurate. Oh, that's an interesting.
Because
theory.
she wants to see if Wanda really can.
Yeah, that's something I was. But
Maybe.
she seems so surprised to hear that Wanda could, unless that was
Well,
part
I
of the
think she's
act.
faking
Yeah,
it.
maybe.
Also, I don't think
I
Wanda
think
even
she
knows
was
killed
trying
the
to
dog.
get Wanda to resurrect the dog. Yeah.
Before you
I mean, well, I do know that was the way that.
things die though.
Well, I know
kids.
that the way the dog died is actually a what's it called? Is a Easter egg to the comics because they did have a dog named Sparky in the comics who was green, by the way, and he died from eating a poisonous plant.
Naturally.
So that whole thing was an Easter egg to the comics. Whether it's important or not, we don't know yet. I think that theory is a good one, but I don't know.
Hold on, though. In the show, there were people walking across the street, and in the comics, there's a moment where some people walk across the street. Was that an Easter egg to the...
Yes, that was an Easter egg.
Wait a minute, Vision...
Flip
no,
the table.
Wanda breathes on this
Oh
show.
my god! Well, they don't breathe in comic books because they're all pictures. That's why they've actually Marvel Comics has actually confirmed the
That's
reason.
not true. They have a word bubble for every single
No, no.
breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale,
Okay,
exhale.
on that note,
Marvel Comics has actually confirmed that the reason some of the characters stay so young is because because they only live within the parameters of the comic panels. They actually spend less time surviving than we do.
science.
Yeah.
Science, bitch. Science.
Well, anyways, I'll read these last two things. Spot all the Easter eggs. They've got no other meaning and will fucking piss you off. But that's the only reason any movie company ever exists. If she can, I think she might try to trick Wanda into resurrecting Mephisto or someone. Yes, that is a good
makes
thing.
sense,
That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense. Oh, I know this is going to be really off topic, but I started watching a new show. HBO Max is allowing me to watch Batman, the animated series.
Yeah,
heard
they've
that's
got a
good.
lot of DC stuff on HBO.
Well, it's because Warner Brothers owns HBO and they own...
yeah, now Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
but
is
it makes me wonder why they don't just have all the DC stuff on there. But
because they want to make our lives difficult.
Maybe because some of those shows are like technically owned by other properties, like how Sony still technically owns Spider-Man.
But DC owns the rights to all their characers. Like,
Not. I don't think they do.
Yeah.
They?
no, they do. I've checked. They own pretty
Meow,
much
meow, meow.
everything.
Well, Juliet's here, and that's our alarm to say we have to end the stream now.
yeah, she wants
All right.
food.
It's good to have each and every one of you here. We had a wonderful time. Andrew, where can they find you?
You can find me at my YouTube channel or my TikTok, which are both called The Mythology Guy, at my Instagram, which is Tartarus Games, or at the card game website, which is tartarusgames.squarespace.com.
And Claire, where can they find you?
I am on TikTok now at The Struggling Alto, and you can also find me on my YouTube at
Claire Young Ando, where I sing some songs, and sometimes the kitty joins me.
And Kitty, where can they find you? Okay, well that's where you can find her. But you can find
Crimson Arbiter.
You can find her in pictures of my Instagram page if you want to go there. It was great having every one.
Oh god,
of you.
explosion just got here.
Oh, sorry, explosion.
Sorry, dude. We're wrapping up.
But you can watch the VOD. It's an hour long, so you still have that to watch. Just let her go already. She wants to escape.
I'm sorry.
But it was great having each and every one of you here. Remember, stay smart, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a wonderful day. Hey everyone, Zagard here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out. If you have any thoughts or theories about WandaVision, please comment down below and I might mention it on the next episode. Don't forget, if you ever want to comment live during the stream, you can go to my Twitch channel. If you want to talk to me or the Mythology Guy, I have a Discord channel just for that. Link to both of these will be in the description. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I will see you in the next one.